Hi, my name is Matthew Kennedy, and I am a personal chef consultant. And today we are going to be making a little taste of spring strawberry shortcakes. So we have some all-purpose flour here. That's the main ingredient in the biscuit. We're going to be making a buttermilk biscuit. The reason I've chosen a buttermilk biscuit as opposed to a cream biscuit is we're looking at cost savings as well. Personally, I like the buttermilk. It acts as a natural tenderizer, so it's going to give us a nice light flaky biscuit, and it's also about half the cost of whipping cream. Okay. This here is sugar. We've got about a tablespoon of sugar, and then we also have here some baking powder and salt. Okay. So what we're going to do first, just with our hands, because I like to get dirty with my hands, we're going to actually break this up. Okay, this butter is cold. I have cut it, and then I've actually put it back into the fridge or freezer, okay, to get it nice and cold, because what we want here is we want the butter to get broken up into small pieces, okay, as we mix, but we don't want it to melt and mix into the dough, okay? So when we're done here, we're gonna have kind of a rough Parmesan cheese, cornmeal kind of consistency, okay? So we're looking for some chunks, okay? You see I'm just grabbing these. Let me grab one here for you. They're all coated in flour. I'm just grabbing it. I'm just squishing it with my fingers, okay? Now, because we're doing this with our fingers and our fingers are really warm enough to melt the butter, we have to move fairly quickly, okay? So we're getting to a nice texture here. And again, it's getting nice and evenly distributed. Okay, it looks kind of like a nice coarse Parmesan cheese. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our buttermilk, which again is cold, okay, and we're going to pour the buttermilk slowly into the center. And we're not going to pour all of it, we're going to pour about a third. And all we want to do is just get this buttermilk incorporated, okay? We're not mixing this, I'm just sort of folding it over here, okay? We do not want to create too much gluten. Gluten is the elasticity in the dough, so we do not want to make, we're not making a bread here, okay? So we don't want to create too much of a dough here. We're just trying to bring this together, okay? So you see how it's starting to come together a little bit in clumps, okay? It's not coming together into a firm dough. So we've got our second third in there now, and this is the last third here. We're going to go in. Now, depending on the time of the year, this recipe may be a little bit too moist. It also might be a little bit too dry. In the summertime, when it's really, really humid, you might require another tablespoon or two of buttermilk. In the wintertime, when you've got your humidifier on, you might require a little bit less. So if you need a little bit more, the obvious answer is add a little more. If you have added it and it's actually becoming too thick, then you should just add a little bit more flour and just sort of gently mix it in there. Okay, so this is coming together nicely. I'm going to remove this piece here with my hands. And now we're going back to plain again. Okay. So the dough here, as you can see, is starting to come together into nice chunks. Okay. And you can see there's not too much. I'll show you a little trick to here. You can tell there's enough at the bottom of the bowl. You can see it's still a little loose there. So I'm just going to take my buttermilk, which is right here, and I'm going to add just another tablespoon. Okay, and I'm going to add that evenly around. Okay. And there we go. Now, this is looking really nice. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to take it into 4 parts inside the bowl. Okay, this is a recipe for 4 biscuits. This is the size we're looking for. And we're going to take it in our hands, and we're going to actually just press it together. Okay, just bring it together into a nice ball. And then with our fingers here, I use one hand as the guide, which is going to give me the size of the biscuit, and I use the other hand as the pincher. Okay, and we're looking for a biscuit that is about 3/4 of an inch thick. Okay, so we've got a nice sized biscuit there. We're going to put that in the tray. So now we've got our 4 biscuits. We're just going to evenly space those apart on the tray. I'm going to pop these in. 375 degrees. And we're going to bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, to accompany our beautiful biscuits that are baking in the oven right now, I wish you had smell-o-vision because you can smell them. They're starting to smell absolutely wonderful. We have a chantilly cream, and it sounds French and fancy and scary, but it's not. It just basically means vanilla whipped cream. So we have 3 ingredients, 35% cream, sugar, a little bit of sugar. I don't like to go crazy on the sweetness. I like the natural sweetness of the strawberries and the tartness of the strawberries to shine through. If we use too much sugar in this cream, then it's going to be overly sweet, and we're going to, in my opinion, destroy the subtle taste of the strawberry. Okay, so we've got an Oster blender here. You can use a hand whisk if you want to. Takes a little bit longer, but the key is cold. Your cream needs to be cold. If it's not cold, your cream will not whip. You'll end up with butter. You'll whip forever, and you'll end up with butter. So we're just gonna whip away here. These machines tend to have more speeds than are necessary. You often want to go fast, so you're going to want to go on the highest speed, but it's actually not a good idea. You want to stay on probably the second highest speed, because if you're whipping too fast, you can actually over-whip the cream and churn it, and before you know it, have butter. So with the sugar here, it's important, this is granulated sugar, it's important to add the sugar slowly. So we're going to add just a little pinch at a time, okay? And the reason for this is we want the sugar to dissolve in the cream. If we just take the sugar and dump it in, you're going to end up with a nice cream that is going to have chunks of sugar in it. So as you're eating your soft, delicious whipped cream, you're going to get the crunch of the granulated sugar, which just texturally is not very appealing. So this is going to get a nice, smooth film here. Okay? And the reason we're doing that is when it starts to hold, that's our soft peak, right? Okay, we're just going to go a little bit farther here. Almost there. You can see the lines are starting to show on the cream now. Down here, we're going to add our vanilla. Okay. Vanilla extract right at the end. Vanilla, a lot of people want to go crazy with the vanilla. Vanilla is actually very, very, very bitter, so you do not want to go nuts on the vanilla. So we've got our nice peaks there. And this we are just going to put into the fridge. And we're going to let this hang out for the next few minutes while we wait for our biscuits to finish baking. So our biscuits have come out of the oven. We've allowed them to cool for a few minutes. It's very tempting to take them right out of the oven and go for it, but we don't want to burn ourselves. So our biscuits are cooked and wonderful. They're golden brown on the bottom. You can see that as they've cooked, they're just struggling to stay together. They want to just fall apart. So that's a good sign. That means we're going to have a really nice, flaky, delicious biscuit. Okay, so we're just going to take our biscuit to make our shortcake. Take a knife, and very gently, because again, these are still soft. Okay, they're still nice and warm. They're very, very, very soft. They're going to want to crumble on you. Okay, so just really gently with a nice sharp serrated knife. We're just going to pull right through there. Okay. We are going to pull it apart. Okay. See how soft that is in the center. Just barely cooked. It's still nice and moist in the center there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, you can really do this however you want, but we're just going to show you how we do it here. Okay, take a nice spoonful of cream. Grab our strawberries, and layer those inside. Have a little bit more cream there. And we're going to take our second biscuit, and we're going to plop that just to the side there. Okay. And then, if you want to garnish like they do in the restaurants, this is a really easy trick. Just take your strawberry, cut it in half. Okay. And then take a little paring knife here, and just make little incisions right to the top there. Okay, you don't have to do this so fast, just get right in there. Okay, and slice away. And then you're just going to take your finger and just like that. Okay, so you get a nice little strawberry fan. And then you can take this and you can put it on top like so to garnish. Okay. We got lots of cream in there, we've got lots of berries. And then our final touch on here is just a little icing sugar. Okay. Icing sugar is nice, it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. Okay. Just around the edges there so you can mop it up with your excess strawberries and cream. And there we have it, a little taste of spring. It's almost here around the corner with a nice, fresh, warm strawberry shortcake.